Ladies and gentlemen and ladies, all fly nerd and nerdettes, you are now in tune to
Yes.
flyest, the dopest, the most. I can't even say
I think it was busiest yesterday. Busiest was the
busiest.
Fly,
This is
fly,
the
fly.
grandest, dopest podcast.
Radio.
Oh man,
word.
this is WFNG Fly Nerd Radio.
There it is.
There it is.
And today is a special episode, man.
It's a great episode.
It's a great episode, man. We finally linked up with one of the legends, very dope comrade, very dope guy. If you follow him on social media, he always on talking the truth, building with the people. He don't shy away or back down from any conversation. You know what I mean? He's a very dope artist, legendary from a group that actually inspired me on my music side when it came to writing and concepts and just thinking about style and presentation and just wordplay, just crazy wordplay, man. Organized Konfusion have, man. I got to say, outside Queens, Prince Poe, everybody, give it up.
We in the building, baby. We in the building.
Just building.
Stand up. We in the building. It's an honor, man. It's an honor, man. I'm telling you.
It's an honor for us.
Yeah.
Because this is
legendary. Yeah, man.
You know, we made it through some trenches, man. All of us, man. So, to come together still in this day and time is a blessing. We still building.
There it is.
That's right.
Amongst all the madness and the delusions and shit,
Right.
So how you doing
been,
over there,
Prince,
Poe?
man? Yeah, how you doing over there, man?
Man, like last week I was feeling funny, man. I was like, yo, man, I'm losing weight and swelling up at the same time. Like, what kind of shit is that? Like, I was like, wait a minute. I done lost like 16 pounds and now I feel all swollen up. Then just found out I had a little gastritis problem. A lot of these products they selling out here, man, is fugazi, bro. Like I could really say, like that little vitamin shop and that little GNC shit. That shit is boo boo. I would never buy that shit. You got to go to a herbal store, man, where people actually care about people and care about what's in the products, man. And I was swelling up, man, and they had to clean out my colon a little bit, man. Like, and I'm a chef. I cook good, man. And
we seen it.
Yeah. and it still doesn't matter. Like, it still don't matter. That's why it's important for us to stay tuned in. So they handle the situation. You know what I'm saying? I'm gonna be going home today, so that's a blessing.
That's what's
back to the grind and shit. But I wanted to do this today, man. Especially being up in here. Because no matter what the situation is, you got to stand 10 toes up. You know what I mean? And face what you're dealing with. Because we've been a people of not dealing with health because we don't trust. First of all, people got to stop saying because we just don't have health coverage. It's not just that.
Nah.
It's just that when you come from our environment, who do you trust?
Right.
Where do you put your trust in when the whole system is set up for you to fail? Like,
Exactly.
So I was going to talk about the medical system and how sometimes it's designed for you to be dependent on the system when it comes to medication and when it comes to the natural, the natural elements and the natural things that you could use to preserve your life. They will argue with you straight up.
Yeah, they'll try to stop you. They'll try to stop you from doing healthy things.
And then, we got some of our own people that, because of fear, because fear comes in different perspectives. Fear is also afraid to try something that's new and different or you might not know about.
Yeah.
And the funny thing about that is if you know how our education system was, if you know how we came up, and not to be on no preachy shit, but if you understand a lot of the ways that our system is set up, then you realize that, of course, it's not set up for us to have a mind state to try something different, to step out on new terrain and say, let me really actually try to find the truth.
Correct.
We get that fear of, what we was taught wasn't right. They say teachers knows best and doctors knows best. No, because just think about it. A doctor practices medicine.
Yeah.
The key word is practice.
Mm-hmm. They
You
figure
see
it
what
out
I'm
as they
saying?
go.
A nurse is actually one that knows your vitals.
The nurse do
That's a
more work
fact.
than the doctor.
Right. The nurse knows about you as an individual. Fuck that across the board shit and what most people and what doctors recommend. Like, listen, bro, like,
Nah.
tell me what's going on with me. You know
Right.
what I mean? And everybody deserves to have that. So it's like nurses we really supposed to respect, and doctors is practicing medicine.
That's word. That's real.
So
So your
as a
life is a
test,
practice. Your life is you're like a lab rat. You know what I'm saying? So,
right.
So
You got
now,
yeah.
now
Go
that
ahead.
you've had your they kind of checked you out, they helped you out. What you plan on doing for yourself now? You got some plans?
well, one, I realized that everything is what it is. They say fast food it's too fast.
Mm-hmm.
You see what I'm saying? So I already cut that out a lot, but now I'm cutting out completely. And I realized that if I can just find more of myself, anything that I want that I can taste in my mouth or envision in my head, I can make it at home.
Yeah.
Facts.
It's the same thing with music. Like cats be having ideas in their head and they bring it to fruition by creating the beat and creating the rhymes and making the song exactly. That's how powerful we are. But we spend so much time worried about how other people see us. We don't spend enough time trying to master who we truly are. And I'm
Right.
not saying that to preach. I'm just saying that like a lot of cats is walking around not realizing how powerful they are.
That's
Yeah.
a fact.
Yeah.
That's a
They
fact.
they're dope MC, they can make a nice beat every now and then, but bro, you're way bigger than that. Like you're way bigger than that. And you don't even realize it because the distractions of us holding down the the negative aspects of the struggle, poverty. We always had that. What you looking at? Don't be looking at me that way
Right.
because we're really hurt people. We're hurt people, bro. Like
And we
and we
cover
gotta
it up with
realize
ego.
right. And we're separated. We don't know how to empower each other.
Mhm.
We think that we're just good at rapping and making beats. When we good at rapping, making beats, probably making brownies, you probably could fix a car better than anybody else. But you
Right.
spend so much time making sure that nobody see you down and out. Nobody see you hurt or weak.
Right.
We don't want to be seen as weak people. So we spend more time putting up the illusion than actually tapping into the greatness that we have. So, I try to make the changes and I try to do them with I don't give a fuck's got to be up, bro. Like you got to just say, I don't give a fuck. I want to be better. Fuck what
Attitude.
anybody's saying. Fuck what anybody's saying. I don't care, nigga. Yeah, I dig up my nose, but I want to be that better motherfucker that I'm taught to that I am.
Yeah.
So I'm about to step it up again on the cook shit. You know what I mean? Like again, like
Oh.
Man.
I'm about to take it to a whole nother
You
level
should do like
because
a cooking podcast or something. Like, what you trying to do? What you doing?
I'm trying to like I said, like when I get right, man, I'm trying to be able to come to Chicago and be there with y'all on the fucking show and
There you
bring
go.
food.
Let's
Oh,
go.
okay.
Let's
And
We
bring
can
go.
talk.
food. I'm trying to bring it back to the present form of being together.
Being
That's why
present,
I'm
right.
working on. That's why I'm working on this money. Like I want the money so that I can use the money to do the things that I want to do. And I need to be in the Chicago vibes. I need to be
Yeah.
in the atmosphere. I need to be out there with people, man.
Yeah, we
That
need
promontory show really touched my heart, bro. Like it, and like I said, I don't have nothing against no other race, no ethnicity. It's just that after a period of time and you talk to a certain amount of elders, you talk to a certain amount of young people, we some pretty fly people, man. And I love my folks, man. And I gotta ride that, bro. I gotta ride that. I can't have the world saying y'all it is. So you can't dictate what we is. We still haven't found our own selves yet. You trying
Right.
to tell us who we are. You know what I'm
No,
saying?
that's
Like it's
real.
That's
crazy.
exactly it.
That's
That's
real.
exactly it.
Because I know you're from the East Coast, so you had hear these stories about Chicago, these horror stories or whatever, these little, stories that
The
make us
news
look so
bites.
negative and stuff. And when you finally touch the soil, you see something different. You see the embracing. So
Yeah.
Yeah, I do.
Super
But I
exaggeration.
also understand the struggle too.
right.
Like if I was to be out there, as long as I'm wearing my hat the right way, I feel like I can go to the South Side as long as I got somebody who's plugged in that know how to talk to the people. I can talk to
Right.
my people. I don't have to grow up with you to talk to you. Like, you know what I'm saying? And I also can relate because you got to remember in New York, one of the biggest things that we was amped off of was Good Times coming on, showing that tall ass building in Chicago that we could relate to. Like that shit was hardships. That shit was poverty. That shit was ghetto. That shit was struggle. That shit was sharpen your survival skills. Like that shit was, you know. And then when you look at it, you know, I lived in different places. Even like when I lived out in LA, I come out my apartment building, I go to my garage, and I take out the car. I don't talk to somebody for 20 minutes. Right. My first interaction with somebody, I'm from the projects, bro. I'm from the same hood as 50. I'm from 40 projects. Bro, you walk out the door, you got 5 seconds before you interacting with somebody. You can't even think about, yo, did I brush my teeth correctly? That shit is out the window. Your ass is straight up in the mix right there, 5 seconds. You got people over you, you got people under you, you got people on the side of you, and you have to be involved with your environment. Like, so, you know, I felt like Chicago always had that too. So like even in my early days, yo, don't wear your hat like that. I was like, all right, cool. This is the rules of this environment. You know what I'm saying? But I want to be able to go into the environment. Then I could prove who I am. I can't prove who I am by having my hat look a certain way and somebody misconstrues my identity.
And that's, you know, usually sometimes when New York artists do come out here, and I love going to New York, but for the flip side of that, because I could wear my hat any type of way in New York. Yeah. So when I go out there, I love that shit. But when y'all come out here, we always Nas had to get a warning. Like, yo, straighten up your hat, fam. You know what I mean? And right. I was with it though. He kept it. He was with it, but right. You know, that was the code of the streets, like you guys say. You know,
right. So, and the thing is, there's no real difference. Like this, you know, O Block might be over here and the G's might be over here. It's the same fucking infrastructure, but different language, bro. Mm-hmm. Oh, yo, them dudes is from 108. Yo, them dudes is from South Road. It's the same infrastructure of survival. Mm-hmm. We you know, and there's so much irony because it's like you got dudes that's hustling and selling drugs because it just hurts too bad to be poor. It hurts too bad to be stuck in poverty. And a lot of people say, well, you destroying your neighborhood. And I'll be looking at the older people that's saying that, like, what neighborhood? We don't have a neighborhood.
Yeah.
We have a restricted area.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? If we had a community in a neighborhood, then we should be able to see a friend or a peer that's working in a store in our environment.
Right, yeah.
Whether he's sweeping or he's making money. You got America letting foreign establishments come in our neighborhood. We know we have jobs in our own fucking neighborhood.
Let up shop and make the money off the people.
Right, there's the opportunities are not for us.
It's not for us. So you know, I have a different mentality. That's why I like black most of the times. I wear like mostly black. So even like when I was in LA and motherfuckers tried to bang on me, I was like, nah, go somewhere with that shit, bro. Like I'm from an area where everybody bangs. Yeah, like everyone bangs. Like everyone who's out here is a banger because they're banging for survival.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, you're absolutely right. So take it back to the promontory, man. That show was dope for me because, you know, like I said in the intro, I grew up listening to y'all. I seen Pharaoh numerous times. Never seen Organized Konfusion. Y'all came one time. I think y'all did a show with Common way back in the day.
Yeah.
My mom wouldn't let me go to that show. Yeah, I was too young. My mom wouldn't let me out the house, man. So I was mad as hell at her. But y'all came back, man, and this was dope because not only y'all brought OC, so I got to see all three of y'all, and that was a blessing for me because I grew up to y'all. And but the most monumental thing after the show was the building with you guys. You know what I mean? You were very down to earth, all three y'all, all three y'all. Y'all was down to earth, and you know, it was cool to build and even, you know, to connect with you on a certain level. Cause you know, sometimes you meet your heroes or whatever, you know, you may have a bad interaction or something, or you know, maybe a bad mix, a bad vibe, but this was beautiful, man.
But also what artists gotta understand too is like, it's almost like being an artist, you got a second job.
Right.
That you might make money off of your career, but your second job is staying in alignment in present form of yourself.
Okay.
That means if you got a headache because you've been doing mad shows, that ain't got nothing to do with that kid that's in Chicago that might not see you for another 12 years.
Right.
No, you gotta kind of know how to talk with having a headache, man. Toughen that shit up, man. Pull your shoes up, as I tell niggas. Pull your shoes up.
Pull your shoes up. Oh, I haven't heard
That's it
that
right
in
there.
years.
Hey, you
You know
know
what I'm
something?
saying? And it's important to know that there's somebody in Chicago that might be able to really relate to what you said on that record.
You're right.
I mean,
So,
literally, you living it
right.
right now. Because I'm hearing what you saying, and I'm thinking about bars that you said that correlate to how you are right now. Like that high, I'm the most endangered species. By all
Right.
means, survival is what I teach seeds.
Yes.
This is you right now, living it.
Yes. Yes. And you know what's crazy? I seen this dude. I went to a KRS One. He was speaking in Harlem and shit. And, and Chris is like the big bro. Chris shot a video at my crib when I lived in LA too. So is this bugged out? Like some of your heroes could become like your friends and your family. Like it's incredible. So that's a part of the humility. But it's crazy like how I was in front of the spot in Harlem and shit, and I'm pretty much in the street. I might have a couple of dudes with me, man, but like we pretty much solid dudes. Like I don't go nowhere looking for no problems, but it's like I feel like 50. If you want a problem, no problem. But I don't want no problems.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Like, you know what I'm saying? So I always want love first, and if somebody got a problem with me, I'd rather see if I can address the problem and make peace, because we got a real war going on out here, and it's definitely not between us. You know what I'm saying? It's definitely not. There's a lot of delusional shit going on. So it's just it's different. So this young dude walks up to me. He's like, "Yo, Prince Poe, man, I love you, man." He hugs me and shit. He's like, "Yo, I'm 23. I met you when I was 12 in DC." Now I looked at him. I don't remember. He's a grown ass man now. But just imagine if I'd have shitted on him. I'd be like, "Man, get the fuck out of here." And he didn't have a mentally stable perspective about himself, and he would have said, "Oh, that's the dude that dissed me when I was 12. I've been in and out of juvie since then."
Word.
No, my life has been fucked up, and my mom still don't want me. And now I'm seeing this dude. Yo, he could have started coming up to me and poking me, and I don't even know what this dude was what's his issue. Now I'm defending myself, not knowing that I initiated this.
Right.
You see what I'm saying? So that's why.
Is thinking, so it's always be cool to be courteous and
Right. He's with his moms. His moms is like, "Stop bothering them people. You don't know who them people is." He's like, "Mom, nah, they famous. They on TV." And his moms was even with it at the time. I remember that after he told me, but it's just bugged out how, you gotta be 10 toes down, man, because I could have really said something to him that could have been negative, and just because of his life pattern. Not because I did something wrong, but because he's been in and out of juvie. He's just trying to get a sense of family. And he in Harlem chilling with his boys, and he see the dude that treat him like a dick. Be like, this, I'm taking my anger out on him. He don't remember. See, he's sleeping. He's just standing there, look. And
opportune.
Yeah, he could have poked me 3 times before I grabbed his ass. But the point is I'd have been clueless that I initiated this a decade ago.
Right.
That's the energy that you put out. It returns.
It returned. It came back when you were sleeping, like Sleeping Beauty. You was out there just comfortable. Caught your ass in your nightgown, bro. You had baby powder on your feet. They caught you. Caught you sleeping.
That's why I tell people kindness is free. It takes nothing to be kind. Nothing at all.
Bro, listen, and I've seen it. I did a show in the north side of Chicago called The Empty Bottle, and we rode through the south side, and it's like, what's amazing to me is how I can so relate to anything that's ghetto, no matter where it's at, man, because it's the same setup. It's the same setup. It's the same expectation for failure. And the thing is, like, I love Chicago, man. Chicago's a powerful city. And one thing I could say is like when I go places in the world and I meet somebody, anybody from like Chicago, Detroit, all the way back east, we just have a natural knack of connection. Like I don't know what that's about. Like I connected with a lot of my dudes on the West Coast. Like I got a lot of homies that's solid. Most of my dudes that I mess with in LA are LA born and bred, you know, not somewhere else wearing shades in the club at night and doing the whole Hollywood Boulevard shit. Not that. But like anything from like Chicago and St. Louis and coming back over, something about that energy, man. It's just, you know, it doesn't take a lot for me to connect.
Dude. It's real deal. It's not
genuine.
like it's just what you, it's genuine. It's not like what you just said. It's not no fake made up Hollywood. I'm trying to be this, I'm trying to be that. Nah, this is what we are.
Yeah.
It's solid, bro. It's solid. And you know, and I met a lot of talented dudes from Chicago, man. And it's just like,
Oh yeah.
where the fuck are you at? Like, yo, why are you not on the radio every day? Like, what the fuck is going on out there?
But Poe, we don't have to well, I can't say now, but
Structure.
you know,
Well,
the
they
structure-
identify us as
infrastructure
a
is not here.
they identify us as a
We're
consumer
more
city.
of a market. We're more of the consumers, and they don't look
Right.
out, you know, outsourcing product.
Yeah, I've had ciphers with dudes out there.
They'll bite our shit, and then you know what I mean, and run with it, and then claim it as
Yeah, yeah. And to me, it's kind of sad to me, man. Like, and I just was out there. Actually, I was out there for a couple of days. I did a photo shoot in Vegas, and I shot out there. And my man stays like, I guess they a lot of Lebanese people live. My man lived over there in the 90s or something, and it was quiet over there by the train tracks. And I came out there, man, and it was a good energy, man. I got out there, I wrote some shit. And I got to go to Harrow's and shit. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So, you know, I tapped in. But, you know, when I come to cities, man, like that, like Chicago, Philly, St. Louis, like I love all people of all walks, but I love our people, man. It's just, you always come across somebody with a new style, man. Like, cats be styling, as I say, like, you know, and I was with Common one time out there, man. It was just funny because in one day, cats came by selling burnout phones, fresh guns in the box. Like, I was like, God damn, these motherfuckers out here hustling. Like, in one day, you know, you could have got a gun, a new phone, a brand new hoodie, a shirt. Like, it was just like, yeah, cats is on that grizzly out there. I said, man, they are grinding. Like, you know, and this was at his crib. I can imagine on the street. Like,
Right.
Man. Yeah,
that was one of my fondest memories, man. But you know, it's things like that embrace me to write the music. That's what comes back to the music, is that I want somebody to feel like they're more important than me when they sing my lyrics. Like, I want them to be like, he wrote that for me. Like, he wrote that shit for me. I think he could relate to what I'm going through. And like I said, this next new shit that I'm writing is going to be ugly, bro. Like, the new shit I'm writing is going to be ugly because I'm exposing cats, but I'm exposing like I feel sorry for you because you allowed yourself to be poisoned and changed because you're scared.
Okay.
You'll bust that gun, but you're a scary ass motherfucker because you're too scared to stand up for something. And stay believing in it because you want to be a part of the winning factor. In reality, if we don't all have a more majority of winners, we're all going to fall anyway. So you can believe in that shit if you want to, but if we don't get back to community and having a say so in society, as far as monies and ownership of businesses, bro, you going down anyway. I don't give a fuck how many suits and how many bags you got stashed, nigga. When they want to come and get you, they come and get you.
Yeah, we see it all the time. Look at our boy right now, Diddy.
Listen, and he is the cherry on top of a banana split, bro. That shit is not the most important fucking ingredient of a banana split. You got the bananas, you got the motherfucking whipped cream, you got the motherfucking chocolate. They trying to keep the chocolate and the whipped creams hidden because they don't want to be exposed. Shit, that nigga Diddy's just the one cherry on top of that whole banana split, bro. Like,
they got to get somebody to appease.
They got to get somebody to be the forefront of the hoopla, and hopefully that the banana gets to hide and the chocolate gets to dip to the side, and
go into the underground in Brooklyn.
Yeah. The ice cream gets to slide off and melt. Nobody sees it and shit.
Right.
So right. And and the thing is, like I said, we are used to pain. We are addicted to drama. We are used to being in controversy. We are used to affliction. We are used to constant challenges. This is in our blood. This is a part of us. The shit is toxicity that's in our DNA. Niggas can say whatever they want. If that's the case, then why is motherfuckers rich and still bitching?
Exactly. Good point.
That's a niggas is rich and still beefing. I'm still better than you. Listen, if I was Will Smith, you can tell me that my mom's got a midget dick on her forehead and she fucks giants, and I would have been like, ha 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 ha. You know what I'm saying? If Will Smith knew who Will Smith was, if Will Smith knew the identification of what he is in my head, he would have stood far above that.
Okay.
You're in the top accolades with Robert De Niro.
Yeah.
Humphrey Bogart.
Yeah.
You have gave us a stamp in the entertainment industry that everybody can't do. You, Denzel Washington, Theo from
Malcolm Jamal Warner.
Malcolm Jamal Warner. These are all stamps, bro. We wasn't in no movies unless we were serving food back then.
Yep.
Yeah.
And now Will Smith is I Am Legend. He damn near was in the movie all by himself, the whole movie. Right. Him and his fucking dog. And you are the star of the show. You are the center of attraction. You don't know who you are.
Yeah. Because
if you knew the Will Smith that I know, I don't give a fuck what anybody say, any type of joke about me, man. I'm a pretty intelligent, great dude. I played Muhammad Ali, bro.
Right.
I'd have been on my hammer shit. You can't touch this. I'd have been word. I'd have been like, yo, that joke would have spent off my back, and then on top of it, that Chris Rock didn't write the joke. The show wrote the joke.
The show write those jokes. Yeah.
Right. But we gotta be careful of our emotions. Our emotions can become our worst enemy.
And that means you don't have control, and they have control over your emotions because
that's right.
They know how to trigger it.
Yeah. But Bad Boys 4 is supposed to do well in the theaters. So.
Well, it already did.
It's already starting off doing well.
Yeah. So he better.
That's a good combination. They both are funny.
Right.
They both are believable actors, and I'm proud of Will Smith. I'm proud of Martin Lawrence. I'm just don't forget that no matter how great you become, you're still a great nigga.
Right.
And I hate to say it that rough, because we're now in the age of the new wave generation of Generation X. So you have a lot of European children, a lot of Asian children, a lot of East Indian children, a lot of West Indian children. They're into this culture we have, and they don't understand racism. They don't understand the injustices that we had before because they wasn't taught.
Right.
Mm-hmm. So they try to avoid when it's talked about, or they get kind of hurt, and they kind of fall back when it's mentioned or brought. But it shouldn't be mentioned in a way where it's dangerous. It should be mentioned that your forefathers knew about this. They just didn't share that with y'all. That's not our business.
Right.
But when I want to know about an Irish person, I just ask an Irish person.
Right.
How did y'all come up in Ireland? I want to know what was going on. Like, if we get these stereotypes. For example, cats come to the States. Mostly Asian, culture comes to the States. A lot of people don't know in Asian countries, they don't trade money inside stores through the hand. They have a tray on the table. They have a tray. You put the money in the tray. They take the money from the tray. You pay for your stuff. They put your change back in the tray. How many times you went in the store and saw a black boy saying to the Korean dude, "Yo, don't fucking disrespect me. Put my fucking money back in my hand."
Yeah, all the time.
So now they might look at the young black boy as ignorant, but there's two ignorances. Why you not explaining to them that that's not what they do in your country?
So that's a cultural shock, right? And
it's a cultural shock, and it's a cultural difference that no one's talking about because he's not saying, "Yo, come on, Johnny, you know I know you. You come in here every day." Yo, in my country, I don't know if they taught you. Have you ever been to Korea before? No? Well, let me tell you what they do in my country. There's no communication.
Right. And I think that's because of lack of respect and lack of
respect and power of stereotypes.
Right, yeah.
You go there, your job is to get their money.
Right.
They spend money faster than anyone.
Yep.
So my thing is that if nobody's communicating, and the only reason why I know is because I've been to those countries.
Right.
So when I go in the store and I happen to see that a young dude is getting mad, I look at the Korean dude because me and him is cool. Like, yo, what, you ain't going to tell him why you do that? So he's looking at me like, oh, shit, you know. Yeah, I know. And I told you this before. Now you're remembering. But tell him why you didn't give him his money back in his hand.
Instead of looking at him crazy, like, why are you getting mad at me?
Exactly. Meanwhile, you're in his country.
Right.
So, there's a lot of ignorance being slung around, and it's like nobody's addressing the nucleus of the problem. You know what I'm saying? Like, the young boys look at me, they be like, looking at me with that, what the fuck you looking at? I'm like, what's up, big bro? Wow. Now, they see the grays on my face. They're like, what the fuck is this OG calling me big bro?
Right.
Bring that shit down, bro. It's nothing you got that I want. And I'm pretty sure if you got a future, there's nothing I got that can help your future. Like I'm telling you. If I got a couple of $100, you're gonna go through the night up, nigga. You back at the same problems tomorrow morning.
Right. 5 a.m. waking up. Gotta go
back
out.
to square one.
Yeah.
So, what's up, big bro? And they just be laughing. Sometimes they just laugh.
That's disengaging.
That's a good way to disarm too, because it gets.
Yeah. Well, that's because I've been there. We know this already, and then we got a struggle of being older, saying, "Yo, I wasn't no sucker when I was younger." First of all, when we came up, even if you was a sucker, you couldn't show
right
or live like a sucker. You had to front, even outside that, because your life would have just been way harder. Let's say, fuck it, I'm just a sucker and I'm just gonna deal with it. It would have never ended.
Once they knew you was a Vic, it was over.
It was over, bro. So even when you were scared, you was taught to stand up.
Right.
You see what I'm saying? So going to Chicago or going to LA and they're like, yo, you can't wear your hat like that. I'm like, cool. I'd rather wear my hat the right way and cats be like, yo, you think different. Like, what kind of shit is that? I said, well, I was 11 years old when I saw my first friend get killed by the police. So when does it end? And you're 21 and you're still going through the same shit. So how do we change it? Why do we got to keep going through all this pain? I know you miss your homies. I miss mine.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
I don't want you to miss this message because I had my hat to the right. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Yeah. Why go through it twice? Why repeat the cycle?
Right. So, it got to come out in the music. And I'm not asking artists to preach, but when I'm hearing that Little Dirk got cats in the hood making Salat, bro, that touches my heart, man. You got cats in the hood playing.
Yeah.
Like, if you can make any type of change, our people more than deserve it.
Right. So what about so you working on some new stuff and you come from the cloth of creativity, from concept writing. What are you doing? What's going on? What are you cooking?
I'll put you like this because I don't think nobody's gonna do it like me. So I'm gonna brag about this one concept.
Okay.
My concept is I'm telling people, I'm talking about me. I'm like, yo, and that dude Poe is bugging the fuck out. He's locked up. He started wilding out. He started running around telling people that they was greatness. He started telling people that they had purpose. And he was bugging. He was busting shots of truth. And he's locked up in prison. Where he at? He inside himself. So I'm locked up in me. And I'm locked up because everybody thinks I'm crazy and I was wilding out. And I was just a wild boy on the run. And what I was doing on the run to get myself locked up was I was telling cats how great they was and helping cats go to college and, doing shit like that. So I went to jail, and I was doing a long stint for wanting better for my peoples.
You was in life jail, nigga.
Right. So I'm in the jail. I'm gonna be talking like, yo, that nigga wild, and he picked the fight with such and such. Now such and such, I'm trying to poke him up.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Because he encouraged that, because he told young boy to go get his his master's degree, because he already got the bachelor's, and he's just wilding, son. He's they gonna kill him, son, because he trying to help the hood. Right. So it's actually I'm looked at as the wild animal, because I want our young people to do better, and I want them to find their greatness. So like, that nigga's gonna be in solitary confinement for a minute, like you know what I'm saying? Like, so that's like one of the things that I'm writing, and I wanted to affect people. Like, damn, that's fucked up. Like, like that. He got
man. It sound heavy. But
it's got my mind going with some ideas and thoughts on that. Like,
with visuals and everything,
like,
man.
I want visuals and everything. Like, you know what I'm saying? He came through the hood. He blessed us, man. We was out here selling socks and T-shirts, and now now they got the army looking for him and shit. Like, it's gonna be funny too. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like,
okay, this is dope. I like this. Okay.
So I'm trying to, I'm trying to keep it creative.
What got you into the creative lane of the writing process and everything that you do? Were you in Munch? You know what I mean? Like, what got you started? What tapped that? What made you tap that chamber?
Look who came before us. Juicy.
Right.
Coogee Rap.
Okay.
Bismarck. When you love music, and you like, how can I even stand around these people if I don't bring something to the table like that? That ain't gonna be a good look.
Right.
That's a fact.
Latifah said, "Who you calling a bitch?" The way she said that shit, bro. Yeah. I would have never called her a bitch. I'd have felt like she'll shoot you.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
She'll whop you up real quick.
Yeah, I put the dead in his eye. Now, who you calling the bitch? Like, that shit was.
I was.
That was the shit that we grew up around. Like, that was the shit we grew up off of.
Mm-hmm. Right.
And then then you got Houdini saying, I lost my girl for a whole different reason. I lost my girl because of cheating. And he was just being honest, like, y'all was a player, like, and I was doing my thing, but damn, I loved her. And it was one love, you know what I'm saying? Like, yo, and if I wouldn't have loved her, I would have never loved at all. Like, you'd be like, damn, like, I gotta make records around shit like that.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Like,
yeah.
How do you do that? And then, I even move it up on one of my peers. When Common did, I used to love her. Hey, come on, so Cass can't, man. He said, I wasn't salty. She went to the West, but the bitch left me.
The West was salty.
She wanted a roughneck, like a big, a tough nigga. Like, I thought I was good enough for,
Right.
And then, and the thing that's crazy, what makes rap so incredible is Common is a cool, smooth dude, right?
Yeah.
And Ice Cube and them took that as a disrespect, which it wasn't.
Right.
It wasn't a disrespect. He was just saying she went to the West and she started hanging out with these thugs and blah, 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 blah. But he's talking about the music. But then Ice Cube and them threw a shot at him.
Right.
And I was just like, this is not going to be good, because I don't care how smooth you are from Chicago. Chicago just got a whole different defense mechanism.
Yeah, it's a different reaction.
So when he brought the bitch in you and he said I sling St. Ides and bean pies in the same lines, I was like, oh my God, what the fuck is going on? And you got the Nation of Islam in Chicago deep. I was just like, yo, this is hip hop. It's about being clever. And I'm glad that Beef subsided. I'm glad they made amends, but it's just that, you gotta know what the message is about. You gotta listen. And he just was talking about, I used to love her, and she moved away from me. She went a different direction. And what people got to look at is the bigger picture. Right. With Self-Destruction, X-Clan, Poor Righteous Teachers, KRS-One, Just Ice, when these guys was making empowerment music, it started to get so powerful that people started to gain consciousness of who they are, no matter what their environment was. And I think that executive class was just like, nah,
That ain't gonna work.
we can't have this. You know, we can't have this unity and this and having self-identity.
Mm-hmm.
Right.
Right.
And you've always been articulated that in your rhymes. You always put that in there.
Yeah.
That shit is horrible. It's horrible that you would take a culture that you didn't accept at first. You said it wasn't going to go nowhere. You said we wasn't musicians because we sampled and chopped stuff, and then you found the market for it, and then it started selling just as much as rock music, and then it became a worldwide fad, and now it's an actual lifestyle.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
And we still don't have the proper ownership of being a part of that movement.
Right.
Right.
So where did that start, Mr. Artist? Y'all was signed. Y'all, everyone was signed.
Yeah. But when us as a whole, talking about the fans, the artists, we start allowing them to tell our new coming up children who sound like the next level De La's, the next level Commons, we allowed them to tell them that that's not what the streets want to hear.
Okay.
And that's what we should have said. Y'all don't know what the streets want to hear because we are the streets. And right now we put shit on hold for a minute. Let's just halt everything because things is getting a little out of hand.
Right.
And next, you know what America's built off is sex, drugs, and violence. And if you don't believe me, go back and look at they tried to throw a shot at hip hop. Talking about y'all are womanizers, y'all exploit y'all women.
Nah,
bro. If you go back to looking at a country western, all the wife wanted to do was to make sure her husband got home safe.
And they were slapping him up and everything.
And he would say, bitch, mind your motherfucking business when I'm handling this man game shit. And he will smack the last piece of saliva out of her fucking mouth, bro.
Damn, not the last piece.
The last piece of saliva. She can't even wet the gum she about to put in her mouth because this nigga done slapped it out. You know what I'm saying? And so, like, stay in your place. And a lot of people don't know that women wasn't able to vote until like 200 years after the first man voted.
Mm-hmm.
Right.
So it's always been exploitation and womanizing here. But, you know, it's just that when you got a culture and an art form that came from nothing, we used to celebrate ourselves at park jams. We used to come together and you would forget that your sneakers was old and running out at the bottom, and they put that music on in the park, and y'all was celebrating life with hope and faith.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
That's where the park jams came from in New York. It was about hope and faith. And I mean, a lot of us got our ass whooped being at those park jams, knowing we should have been home when the lights came on.
Right.
Yeah.
Right.
And it was about celebrating life and feeling like there is a chance for us to make it out past 25.
Yeah. 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 And that's definitely what it was in Chicago, man. You only had a few choices. It's either you gangbang or you choose the other alternative. For me, it was hip hop. You know what I mean? And my friends was breakers and MCs and graffiti artists, all this shit. You just grow up in
hip hop
it.
and comics.
Yeah, I fell in.
And some people did both.
Comics.
Some people was banging.
Yep.
I fell into rock. I was that cross at my school between the goth and the hip kids. I was that guy because I used to listen to all that underground punk music and all the goth and also the hip hop. So I was always walking that line.
Yeah, the police Synchronicity album. You had Led Zeppelin, Def Leppard. We had the Eurythmics. Sweet Dreams. We had music.
Yeah.
And when you come from an environment that we come, that every day you just don't know what's going to happen or what can happen. You gravitate to anything that's high vibrations. You gravitate to anything.
Yep.
Yeah, me and Monch was wearing shorts with Elroy on the shorts. Niggas in the hood was like, that's a fucking cartoon, bro. What the fuck is you doing with the Jetsons on your shorts, bro? Like, that shit is not the lick. That shit is not it.
But
it was different.
You was always fly nerd.
It was different. It was something to gravitate to that was creative. We was graphic artists. We used to draw characters and graffiti. And we used to bomb, and We used to electric boogie and breakdance. It was anything to be reminded of the pain, the suffering that we lived amongst every day. You know, bad food. What we did as kids? We ate a bunch of fucking sweet ass cereal. We ate mad candy. We was hyped, jumped on the walls, drink pop sodas and fucking 50-cent juices that had nothing but food coloring and sugar and that shit. And doing mischievous shit, climbing up on train tracks and playing, dodging the trains and doing wild shit because we were trying to find some type of outlet of that harsh reality.
So how you feel about the modern times now? Because kids is not outside, you know,
at all.
At least we were outside doing shit. No matter if it was good or bad.
It's definitely going to make them easy to get sick. Their immune systems is weak. Like, you know what I'm saying? We was outside climbing trees and falling out and scraping our legs and cutting ourselves and still not going in the house because we didn't want to stay in the house. Like, yo, if I go in there with a cut, she might be, oh, my baby got cut. You know, and pat you up and want to stay in the house. You be like, nah, I ain't staying in the house. You running around all day.
Hey,
with that cut ass knee. Yeah, that knee be all scraped up. You be right outside, chilling.
We didn't even have water. We had to go drink from the hose or wherever we could while we outside.
Yeah, we ain't stopping
Right. And I think that's what I think that is a piece that's missing from them. And what's sad is that everything is more so handed to them now, and everything is kind of a delusion. They got fake titties, fake booties, fake eyelashes, fake IG accounts, fake Facebook accounts, fake beef,
fake followers,
right, and fake friends. That was the ops last week, and this week that we're chill, we're good.
Yeah,
right. You know, and we was kids, we fought each other, we made up. We was more so just as mad that we wasn't friends no more. We knew how we was taught and forced to mature up and become friends again.
That's a fact.
But the real war is people understanding who they truly are. We're spending so much time trying to make it look like we're good, when in reality we're not good.
Word.
We're not good.
Question.
So the music is going to reflect in that. Yo, and by the way, not saying this blowing smoke, man, but like, I love Vaughn. I love Dirk, like, and I love Lil Baby. You know why I did that? Because I gave them a chance and I listened. And if you could say one thing that can motivate me, I'm a fan. I don't need to hear a whole album of what I want. I'm glad you speaking on how you feel. And you know, and just hearing the stuff that Dirk said to me is like, it reminds me of when I was young and I didn't think nobody listened to me. So I give them a chance. It's just that after you pop the pill, after you fuck the broad in the back of the Jeep, after you turn out the party, I need to know what's next. Because you can't do that shit for 7 days in a row, bro. You be dead in 9 days.
Exactly.
You know what I'm saying? I need to know something else. Did you stop by to see your grandmother? What's your grandmother made? She made some macaroni and cheese. Did they have a little brown on top of that shit? You know what I'm saying? What's your life like? Like, you know, tell me something that you learned. Tell me something that's intriguing. Right. You know what I'm saying? And I like little lines that people say, man. What Drake said? Drake said, my grandmother said, who wants to be 70 and alone? You know, and when you get to age 55, 60, you're going to start thinking about that. You might be young now, but you run around fucking everybody and having fun, you know, and you just don't trust nobody. When you get to 60, you're going to be like, wait a minute. I got to have somebody I need to trust, man. Like, I don't want to be by myself with this shit, you know?
Right.
So everybody has their turn.
Yeah, that's real.
So the music,
you brought up Drake. I want to ask you, did you pay attention to the Juneteenth Kendrick thing?
I thought it was smart of Kendrick, but you got to remember, Kendrick is a student of the culture of hip hop.
Okay.
Drake is a student of rap music,
the industry,
and that's hip hop versus rap. Boom.
Right. Drake has, you know, he's a dope lyricist to me. He has went hard in the paint, but it's like Kendrick has been around our culture as a young boy. So it's a difference. It's a difference. When you somebody's hype man, when you go and support the DJ, you're not in the limelight. You paying the dues and you behind the scenes and being a part of the movement. Like, he's been a part of that and something.
Yeah.
Of course, he's gonna be a different animal. I know it lost me after a while because it's like you got other artists that's ready to put out good music, but they can't because all the eyes is on Kendrick and Drake, and I'm just like, all right, this is getting out of hand. Like, there's some other artists out here that got some good music, man.
He was like, wrap it up.
Let's move on now.
Let's move on into shit. Like, you know what I'm saying? And I think both of them is dope, but Kendrick is a different type of animal, and Monch told me he met him, and we met him. He's like, yo, you ain't gotta tell me shit. I don't need you to give me no introduction. I know about y'all. Organized, bro. And to me, that's an honor. You know what I mean? And
that is. I mean, because at the time, you guys were the Kendrick.
right.
Like, you guys were the MCs that everybody was like, holy shit.
Right.
Like, you guys
bring it on. Oh my God.
Yeah.
It was original. It was innovation. It was creative, and I felt like your ass was like, oh, I said this before. Okay, I can't use this word again. I was like, fuck Prince Poe, man. Like, I don't even want to rhyme. Like, what the fuck is he doing? Like, he just keep coming with new shit. Like, what the fuck?
Yo, and it's so dope to have such great people to look up to, man. Like, that shit was different, man. Like, and the thing is that it was so many different flavors of shit. MC Breed, man. Come on, bro. Like,
yeah.
Like, this dude had his own shit, bro. E40 had his own language. This nigga came out with his own quackle wackle. Check it out when they put the purple. I was just like, what?
Yeah. It was a different time.
It was a different time. And I came back to New York like, yo, listen, this is dude named E40 in the West Coast, bro. He made his own language, bro. He took it to a whole nother level. And you had Juice out there. You had Twister, who a lot of people, I don't know what's wrong with people. He is a fucking tornado that you don't want to be caught in. Yeah. Period. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? When he did that thing with K Slay and 100 MCs, and he used Organized Konfusion as a metaphor, bro. I was like, and he's doing that shit now. Yeah. I was like, yo, it's this endless talent. So it's like when you see this shit, that's dope. We'll be listening, bro. I'll be listening. And just as soon as you think you got the nicest shit, somebody just come and splice your shit like,
now you gotta go back and up.
You gotta go back. You gotta go back.
Say he write a verse for everyone who's top 10. Do you keep that energy? Do you write like aggressively like that?
I have at sometimes, but a lot of times I've didn't because I'm really fighting a more bigger war with myself on exactly what I want to say. Okay. And I did not satisfy with myself on what I want to say, but a lot of times. Well, that's funny you said KRS One because we went to him and showed him our single cover to see what he would think. And yo, you the big bro, what you think about this? And he was like, yo, this is fire, this is nice. Yeah, it says a lot. It got a lot of conviction in it. But I got one for y'all too. And we said, what? He said, I got one in the chamber just in case you slick niggas. I hear what you doing. And just in case, if y'all double back, start feeling yourself a little bit, you try to ditch the blast master. I got one lined up. Just you won't catch me slipping.
Damn,
that's what I'm talking about.
Huh? You put the gun on the
table. He told us, but I was just like, we would never do that to you, big brother. That nigga was looking at us like, fuck out of here. I'm not playing with y'all.
He said, I was that young nigga who did that. I know.
Yo, and I was like, oh, okay, I got it. You know what I'm saying? He was like, just in case y'all get real popular real fast, I'm gonna bring y'all right down with this shit I got right lined up for y'all motherfuckers. Right?
So that kept you sharp right there alone.
Yeah, that shit kept me on. I was like, oh, all right. Like, damn, that's kind of a compliment. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, that's a compliment. So, we was a little bit more thick-skinned. We come from a different cloth. And, and I love a lot of the new niggas and what they doing, but I just like when they say something.
Yeah. So
because we need it.
what's your favorite verse of yours?
Ooh,
Oh wow.
Drum roll, please. That's
right, yeah.
Probably it might sound crazy, but probably on numbers.
Okay.
Yes.
Three LP
Personal,
precise from the Bob Dudley
personal,
Venom. The international plugs,
yeah,
like 9 organized emblems. Get it?
non-organized emblems. Get it?
Yeah. Okay.
20,000 leagues extra deep, running with the number 13. Mon's favorite number was 13,
Yep.
Word.
Yep.
and my favorite number was 8. So I said, running with the number 13 with the 40 belows upon my feet.
My feet.
Now, Adam 12 got me in this 2020, so I'm 007 about my 411.
One.
Sunny forecast for 83 degrees of heat. We Merkin 420E, I-95, and 2 deep. Mac 10 on the seat for carjacking passenger 57s. A product 19 who gets the dumpster behind 7-Eleven. From 10809, 159, same 227 style with one nosy bitch in the blind.
And the blonde hit.
155 for 20 sacks and better. Nothing but love for this nigga, Mr. 16th letter. And all those numbers make sense. I mean, we know what 50 is, you know what I'm saying? But product 19 gets the dumpster behind 7-Eleven. He's a clown out here being serial.
Yeah.
Damn.
Wow.
And 10809, 159 is my address that I grew up in the projects.
Oh shit.
Same 227 style with one nosy bitch in the blind.
I love, man.
And hitting 155.
Verses, so I'm.
And they said when I say hit 155 for 20 sacks and better, 155 is Branson that Biggie was talking about where he go gets his weed from.
Oh,
So I said hit 155 for 20 sacks.
Branson is real.
So that's the Branson Redman be talking about too.
That's the same.
That's right. That's the same dude. That's the same dude. Got that good. Got that good Harlem weed, bro.
Bad.
Is he still around?
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I said, now yesterday I could have took my last 5 heartbeats. Now I'm Phyllis. Now Phyllis 4 spiritual reasons. No more sweet 16s and dick teasers. Too many tech 9s behind treason. 50 keeps the black brother bleeding. Filling them up like unleaded Phillips 66. Owing me more than 40 acres and these mule kicks. Getting the 48 hours like Eddie Murphy. Too dark to mix. Now 666 wanna hurt me. Still reaching for more than 20 million sales. And Studio 54, waiting to excel. One of the New World 12 disciples. In this life cycle that's trifle. Now my impact's a 20 gauge rifle. 50-50, 8 and 13. Engines are revving. 718 to 213 on the 747.
See?
3 strikes, 2 tokes once again for the mind. Furious like the Flash. Furious like like Grandmaster Flash and the hey, you know how I said it. But I'm just saying,
Yeah.
You ain't gotta say no more, Poe.
Yo, he said
just
fearless
hearing you
for
say my
spiritual
favorite.
reasons.
right.
Hearing you say it.
Feeling for spiritual reasons. No more sweet 16s and dick teasers. Too many tech 9s behind treason. 50 keeps the black brother bleeding. So it was all numbers.
Yeah, that okay. I agree. I have to
So
agree.
that's one of the favorite ones that I wrote because I just like numbers. My friends, no, I don't have too many friends that like math in school. I loved math in school.
Okay. Math was my
Loved it. Yeah, I loved it, and I'm a left-hander, so I knew I was oddball.
Oh yeah.
I'm down with the Fly Nerd fucking alumni.
There it is.
Fly
Man,
Nerd.
real talk. Just hearing you say that verse in person, that was like a moment for me because that was when that album came out. That was the song I would always go back to. It like every mixtape I made for myself at that time, that song was on there. Like
Wow.
all the numbers is like my favorite organized song. So when you said that was your favorite verse and knowing like that how I know it backwards and forwards, it was that was a moment.
Thank you, man.
I appreciate it. Thank you so much.
Thank you, man. Thank y'all, man. I'm just saying, like, that's off the top, of what I can think of. Because, I had to realize the day after having a conversation with Lord Finesse, there's a strong possibility I didn't write my best rhyme yet.
I hope not. Let's go.
There's a
Yeah,
strong possibility that I haven't wrote
Yep.
my best rhyme yet.
that's real.
And they
That's real.
always limit
That's
our
what you.
shit. Yeah, they always limit our shit. And Lord Finesse was just talking about the freedom he has of saying no to what he don't want to do. We talked about the Old Town project that he did do. You know what I mean? Like,
Yeah.
we all have the same elements within us and around us to know. And no matter what you're doing right now, it's a crazy feeling to know that you haven't found the best you yet. The best you is waiting up the street, like patiently for you. And then, like, when you do accomplish something else and you feel like you found a better part of yourself, or you found another intelligent part, you got the bag with money, whatever it comes with it. It's like the other you that's waiting there is like celebrating you, but they're like, motherfucker, what took you so long?
Right. We just getting
Like,
started.
no, we just,
Yeah,
I've been waiting here for the longest. You kept stopping and listening to people, and your cousin, he been a quitter. Like, I don't know why you kept listening to him. Like, you know what I'm saying? And you realize that God is more powerful than we even give him credit for. Because it's like, he made us powerful, and we're just not in tune with the better selves of who we are. And we have to just learn how to not be as distracted and to find out just how dope we are. Yeah, we got to tap in, bro.
Sheesh.
How does Tupac go to jail and then has more songs than when he was free?
That's a fact.
Yeah, that's why. Yeah, what the hell?
Yeah, he gets locked up and come out like making 100 songs in a week or some shit.
Like 10 albums, it was dropping like
Right.
a month. Like what the fuck? Like
Right.
that was crazy.
Right.
Yeah, that was an onslaught of albums. That was that was an attack. Like he came out swinging full strength.
Yeah. Right. And the thing is that everybody is made in a certain powerful way. I've seen it too many times. Where a cat just tap into something and I'm like, word, that's your calling. Like this one dude was a football player, hurt his leg, and he's like one of the biggest like motivational speakers in the country, making millions. I forgot this dude's name, but it's like he tapped into that shit after an injury. Like it's just bugged out how, if we can just stay a little bit more focused and kind of cross inspire each other,
Right.
we are going to be surprised at what we find. It's just inevitable.
Word. So what's up with you and Dirty Habits?
Well, I changed the name to Ice Bears
Okay.
because it stands for weathering the cold. Like, everybody does good when they're successful, they get the bag. But I want to create a movement that we weather the storm together even when we're not on top or we're not making the best moves. We know how to be survivors. We know how to cross support each other. So that's why Ice Bears is like weathering the storm. And also, too, I realized that living in places that have a winter builds more character.
That's why you like Chicago.
That's why, yeah. When that air whipped up the back of my coat and up the crack of my ass, bro, that shit was like, nigga, you ain't shit. You're a regular human ass nigga. You're not super. You're not.
Right. Yeah.
Yourself.
It reminds you quickly. It humbles you.
Yeah, it humbled the shit out of me because I had on a 3/4 coat, bro. That shit. Yo, when I went inside, man, I was able to sit my coat on the floor and that shit will stand up by itself. That's how cold it was up there.
Yeah, that's accurate.
Welcome to
And
Chicago.
that Chicago and Detroit, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And when you see if you're in the neighborhood, you've seen a couple of our people that's less fortunate, and you look at them and you wonder, how the fuck did you make it through that last winter? He's still there. What up, man? Tell your brother I said what's up. And you like, where the fuck was you at that other night? Nigga,
I for real believe that too.
Nigga, you put your eyebrows up, nigga. That shit stays. You just be sitting there looking surprised the rest of the night. That's how cold it was when your face can't do nothing about the weather. Like, and this dude is making it through winters and he's still there. God is powerful, man.
Yeah.
That's a fact.
That's real.
Those are reminders that, we're here for a reason. We got to figure that shit out.
Yeah.
Find your space.
Find your space. So, man.
Yeah.
So you doing through Ice Bears, you still doing your production
Yeah, I'm doing production. I got a couple of cats I'm trying to work with, but more so like I'm trying to get back to just making music and having fun with it.
Okay.
Um, I know Monch had this one joint, man. Shit was just about. I would say it's about the children. The shit was so fucking soulful, man. He's already done moved off that idea and went to another one, and that lets you know like how ideas can come and go, and you just feel shit out. But the way how he sang on this joint, man, that shit touched my heart. And I already started writing my rhyme for that shit, man. And and it still might happen, but it's just about just enjoying doing the music
Right.
and asking yourself, would this touch somebody? Would this motivate somebody? You know what I'm saying? It's so much shit going on, man, right now. It's just like, man, it's so much toxicity. It's just horrible. And I understand where it's coming from. So like, even like back in the days, you guys being from Chicago and having the FOI, um, a lot of people don't know, like a lot of girls who don't have their fathers, it's for little shit like they was following the Nation of Islam and their mother was a hardcore Christian,
Mm-hmm.
Baptist Christian. And because the father had a different belief, oh, if you don't fear Jesus, you can't come in this house. This is a Jesus house. Jesus is here.
Jesus.
And
Pray
because
in-
Jesus is that important that you denied that young girl's her father's raising because you didn't like his beliefs and his religion.
Right.
And a lot of women today are out of tune with their father because of little shit like that. So grown up and their beliefs and what they want to go by denied so many women the nurturing of their father.
That's a fact.
It didn't matter that he had a good job. It didn't matter that he was trying to do the right thing. It didn't matter that he was gangbanging, but he never brought no drama to the house. He always kept his shit away from the house. That still wasn't enough. You needed Jesus.
That's selfish.
Yeah, it's very selfish, and a lot of children pay for it. And I feel sorry for a lot of these women that didn't have their father for somebody else's selfish reasons.
Right.
That's a fact. It's manipulation and control.
It's horrible because your anger towards, and then if you really believe in your God, then why are you knocking somebody for believing in theirs?
There you go. Right. You contradicting your own
Just
fucking
gotta get
ass.
Right, yeah, and it's not right. But just like Coretta Scott King was the one that had to tell Malcolm. I know you might think my husband's a punk, and he ain't holding it like you, but I hope y'all doing the same thing. And he had to come upon a realization that it was separatism, even how he even went about attacking certain things, how he addressed certain things. If you follow Martin Luther King, you thought Malcolm X was too aggressive. You follow Malcolm X, you thought everybody was soft following. But in all reality, we still don't have equality.
It was divisions in the divisions.
In the divisions. Right.
Divisions in the
And Willie Lynch is exercised today. Because now, even like with the music, right? If you don't talk about guns and killing, you're not real. But even though you could have been, don't talk about guns and real because you don't have too many family members die from guns. So you try to be ashamed of it. So now you're soft because in reality you've been around it your whole life. Now I'm gonna give y'all this scenario. And I know I ain't trying to run it. I'm giving you this scenario of how easy people control. You take the house nigga out of the house. The house nigga's been taking care of everything, doing everything right, and you take him out and spontaneously you put him in the field. The hardest working person in the field, you keep him there. He thinking he's going to get rewarded for being the hardest working slave out in the field. It's the laziest slave out in the field that they trade places with the laziest slave and put him in the house and put the house nigga in the field. So now the hardest working slave is mad at not only the lazy one that got in the house, but he's also mad at the one that's already been in the house. The whole purpose of this is that if you put them all in a room together, they'll never talk about freedom.
That's deep.
They'll only talk about how fucked up their current situation is.
No
So
solution.
the one in the house is mad because he don't know how the fuck he got put outside. The laziest one is in the house like, oh shit, I got over.
So,
I don't know what y'all so mad about. The fuck y'all mad about? Everything ain't all that bad. The hardest working motherfucker is mad at both of them because he's like, yo, y'all niggas ain't putting this work in like me. But if you put them all in one room, they'll never talk about how to help each other to be free.
Right.
That's a jewel.
They'll never talk about it.
So that's conditioning.
It's conditioning.
By design.
He's conditioned to think that if he worked the hardest, he would be rewarded the best, and he's not. So he's disappointed and he's angry.
And he's gonna he's gonna frustrate other people from being.
He's gonna frustrate other people. The one that was in the house does not understand why he's out there with you in the first place, and he feels displaced.
So he gonna hate on them for
that's right. The one that's in the house is gonna be like, "Why y'all so mad?" But it ain't all that bad.
It's the crab in the barrel mentality,
right? And then one that's in the house, like, "Yo, it ain't all that bad." I mean, you know.
So now they looking at him like, "Oh, you corny."
What are you talking about?
Right.
Sell out.
Nobody's going to say, "How can we help each other become free?"
Right.
So we have these distractions, we have these deterrents and these detours, and this is what's important about our mentality. It's about us first, and it's about like how you see things. We shouldn't be embarrassed because we want better for our neighborhoods and our community. We shouldn't feel no certain way that we want to see our brother win, because when you got winners around you in your circle, you have no other choice but to win. You can't get mad and don't celebrate him. You celebrate him. All that's doing is just bringing that energy around for you to be an automatic winner. You're going to be conditioned by that. Right. You're going to be conditioned to have a winner's mentality.
Yeah. I want that to be infectious. You know what I mean?
Like, you can't help it. You can't help it. That's your man. You say, "Yo, I'm happy for my man." You genuinely happy. All you doing is just building up the energy for you to go out there and just find your path. And they might get it back for 200,000. You might get it back for a whole million. But you celebrated him like as if it was you.
Right.
Hey, Poe out here looking like a wise Jedi right now.
Yeah, I got my Yoda on.
I think it's safe to say he is a wise Jedi. I think it's just safe.
I would say so.
Yeah, he's a.
You know what the thing is that I say. The thing I say in life that, when you start going to a lot of funerals, it's always the opposite of what it is. Going to a lot of funerals. I've been to a lot of funerals, like a lot of funerals. And what you learn about death is to teach you how to live better.
That's interesting.
Because it's so much pain. And one of the biggest things that's hard to accept about one of our loved ones going is the fact that nobody knew how dope he was or how dope she was. Right. It's not the fact, we just being selfish when the physical's not there. But when let's say if you knew, like, yo, that nigga was a gangster, but yo, that nigga made brownies one night. Yo, the brownies was fucking retarded, bro.
Yeah.
And nobody else knows that but you and one of the other homies.
Yeah. I love stuff like that. Absolutely love stuff like that.
And you're hurt because y'all ain't saying that's my man, but you even know your man is the best brownie maker in this part of the town, bro. Like, yo.
On the low.
No, on the low. You didn't even know.
I'm gonna miss those brownies too.
I'm gonna miss those brownies, and I'm gonna miss the fact that how he could have been the next famous Amos. He could have been the next big thing.
There you go.
If his skin was a certain color, he might not have to work hard to get there to make it happen. But because unfortunately what he looks like and what we come from, it's a couple of more steps to this game. So it's amazing, man. Like, you looking at the person like, y'all did not know that this dude is one of the best bakers that I've ever came across, and he only does it because he gets high. He don't even do it because he loves snacks. He does this shit because he smokes mad weed.
Hey, well, speaking of that, do you what about infused cannabis within cooking? Do you tamper with stuff like that?
I can do infused foods, but my experiences with brownies have not been good. My body be like, nigga, make up your mind. You either gonna get high or you gonna eat. Which one is it gonna be? You can't do both. Okay. Like I could do a weed juice, a weed soda. I could do a weed lollipop. I can't do like weed brownies or like a weed cake. Like anything that's like substance is like my stomach just don't agree with it. My stomach be like, yo, bro, listen. Make a decision here. Are we eating or are we getting high? Like, we're not gonna be trying to do both at the same time. And it's bugged out. Yeah. Mons went to a spot that's great food, and I told him he fucked up by going there hungry. You don't go to a food spot hungry, bro. You go there to taste shit. That nigga went there eating up mad shit, tasting food. That nigga had to stop 9 times before he got home. That nigga pulled over 9 times. He's 20 minutes away from his crib. He pulled over 9 times.
Damn.
Because the nigga's wasted. Like, bro, you can't be in there for myself. Yo, this mac and cheese is slapping. And you getting high while eating it. Yeah, all right.
No.
Especially when that shit got that nice amount of butter in it. And, that shit's nice and cheesy. It got the little bake on it. Yeah, you talking about some and you going in hard and she's like, all right, okay, all right. And then you got the nerve to turn around to me, one more piece of chicken. All right, that baked chicken is soaked in some olive oil with mad weed in it. You know what I'm saying? I hope you're taking an Uber.
I've made the olive oil with the concentrate in it before. That goes hard. I've made that.
It goes hard, bro.
It goes hard.
And don't do no shit like put some of the infusion in avocado oil or grapeseed oil and make French fries.
I've done it.
Yeah, and you make French fries, bro. I'm telling you, I hope you got a movie night lined up.
Oh, I'm stuck on the couch, huh?
That's happened. I of the three of us, I'm the 100% certified stoner.
See.
So I've done what you've just described. Sounds like a fun Friday because I've done things
like
that before.
Yeah. French fries in avocado oil or grapeseed oil is not like no French fries you ever had, bro.
Very true. Very true. The oil hit.
You cut your own potatoes. I don't care what your favorite French fry spot is in Chicago is. Once you make this at the crib, bro, the whole game changes.
Okay.
Because you don't realize that a lot of people are using products that is cost effective. You know, canola oil and corn oil is cost effective, but that shit is not good.
It doesn't metabolize.
It burn up so fast in that pan, man. Yeah, that's horrible.
Yeah. You use grapes, you can make some French fries, and look how you let the grease cool down, and you can still see the bottom of the pan. Right. It's clear.
Clear. Yep. Clear. Yep.
And you know, people always say, "Oh, go ahead."
No, I was going to ask you, what's your favorite dishes? What's some of your best meals that you cooked so far? That you
I love
Italian blue ribbon meal. What's your blue ribbon dish, nigga? What's your blue ribbon dish?
I gotta go with the first one, which is chicken lasagna. Chicken lasagna is different. Like, first of all, a lot of people say they don't. A lot of people cut back on chicken and stuff like that, but chicken is different from beef. My chicken lasagna is like a tall cake, and it has a level of ricotta cheese. It has a level of fresh spinach. I don't have to cook it. I just put a whole shitload of spinach on the level. I cook ground chicken in a separate pan with diced up green onions, red pepper, green pepper, onions, and garlic. I cook it fully in a separate pan. I take chicken breasts, I sear them up, and I chop them up, and have the same thing: red peppers, green peppers, and onions in that. That's another level. So you have a level of ground chicken, cottage cheese, spinach, diced up chicken breasts. Of course, you have your pasta in between it, but on top of it, the whole time I've been putting it together, I've been making wingettes in the oven, and I put the wingettes on top of the chicken, and I put mozzarella cheese on it. So when you get a box,
This all should be that. Good Lord.
Right, and don't let me put a little bit. All I gotta do is put the when I make the sauce, it's like a vodka sauce, which is some good cheeses and almond milk. No straight milk. Never, no more. No straight milk.
Right.
No white flour.
Mm-hmm.
No white sugar. We're using raw turbinado sugar, or we're using agave nectar, or we're using honey. Good things of honey, because the more you spend on certain products now, the less you'll be in the hospital later paying for medicine.
Say that. You was talking about that honey when you was making the oatmeal that time.
Yeah. See, I take honey and I mix it with blackstrap molasses, but I mix it and I get it to a taste that I would like.
Okay.
I put cinnamon in there, and I put that in my oatmeal.
Oh my goodness.
You can make stuff that's good for you actually taste good. You don't have to make it seem like a job to eat good. It's not a job, bro. Our palace has been fucked over.
So you doctor it up. You doctor it up.
You doctor it up, bro. You doctor it up. I do not like okra, but if I have to make you shrimp gumbo, I just wait till I'm finished with the whole gumbo and just drop the okra right on top of it at the end.
So it's not.
It don't get slimy. I don't like slimy okra. I like firm okra. So you drop it right on top, and then when it's finished, that's it. You ain't got any magic. That's pa ting. And you think about it like hip hop.
Yeah.
If you think about food like hip hop, I'm telling you. But next time I speak to y'all, we do another podcast. You go like, yo, Paul, guess what I made?
Yeah, because
I'm like, yeah, that's a dope song.
I love cooking, so yeah.
That's a dope song.
Yeah.
That's a dope song, bro. I mean, I'll be mixing shit together like beets and quinoa, and I put like shaved lamb in it. I don't have no rules. I don't have no rules, bro.
Yeah, I see.
I know quinoa is not my favorite food.
Yeah.
Quinoa is not my favorite food, bro. Quinoa is not my favorite food. I don't hear nobody going absolutely crazy over asparagus. Like, it's just supposed to be eat. You don't see nobody, oh my God, I can't wait to have another stick of asparagus.
Yeah, nah.
Not in my life. Never.
Right. But you gotta also eat to live, though.
There it is.
Right.
You like the baked chicken.
You can make these boring foods funky, so to speak.
Yeah.
You basically remix it. You're sampling the basic and you chopping it up and making it better.
Making it better. But if you like the baked chicken as much as I like the baked chicken, then fuck it. Just tough out the asparagus. Eat that shit up your plate first. And let's get to the shit. Let's get to the shit in it.
Let's go.
Right, let's get to the good part.
Yeah. So we owe ourselves that because we have to be acknowledgeable. We have to be mindful of that. Our ancestors ate to survive. There's no book you can show me that pig ears was made to eat.
Nah,
they made it edible. Yeah. They made chitlins edible. They made it. They made sure that they lived and survived. And now we here.
Yep. They MacGyvered that shit.
They MacGyvered that shit, bro. When I look at pig ears, I be looking at a live pig. I'm like, how the fuck? That shit is cartilage, bro. Like, what the fuck?
Like, I mean, you give a pig ear to a dog, and it's a chew toy
that's
for,
what I
for
give
a
that to my
long ass
dog.
time.
Like I get them from the barbecue joint and give them right to Quest.
Yeah,
that's crazy to me.
Dog eat swine, nigga?
Yeah,
my dog eat anything.
And the crazy shit is that it's just besides it being swine, it's just that the salt content is just a different powerful type of salt in pork. It's just different, bro. It's like different.
Because my understanding is that the pork doesn't have sweat glands, so they retain a lot of that. That.
Oh yeah, they got pores between their hoofs. They got something on their ankle that sucks up shit. Like they eat their own shit. So
Yeah, that's a no.
That's a no. You can't. Have
when they're walking in the mud, they have portals between their toes, and the mud get in the portals.
That's crazy.
See, lamb is a self-cleaning animal. Lamb is considered mutton. They have periods. They clean. Yeah. They cleanse.
Yeah.
So it's just different. And then like I said, it's just that we live in a business, man. And when you realize and be accepting of this business called America, they're not giving you food for you to last and live to see 103. They're like, man, eat this shit. If you fuck up and don't know how much to eat and when to eat, you're going to fuck up and go to the doctor. Then we're going to give you this medicine that's going to fix your stomach, but it's going to fuck your kidney up.
Everything else, yeah.
Again,
so it's a setup for... It's the set of your ending, man. It's a setup from the start.
Right. And if you understand this is the business, then you'll understand that you're a walking commodity.
Exactly. Yep. Human resource.
Let's take a test right now. All three of y'all middle social security number is even.
Correct. Correct.
Hey, brother, I know you in the background. What you think about, bro?
That's real.
Nah, it's real. It's real. And
So
Yeah,
let's talk about that since you brought that up. So
Yeah, it is.
they
Yep.
give those numbers to certain people so that they can identify you in advance when you apply for jobs, when you show up to the whatever. You're at the hospital, you're giving your social security number when you come in. It's an identifier, it's a marker. You basically got your scarlet letter.
yeah, you got that shit. Once your parents signed your birth certificate, bro, you are in.
the curse
Mm-hmm.
begins. Nah.
Yeah, that shit starts right there, bro. Ain't no, you can't even talk yet, and you in the system.
Right.
You already marked.
Yeah,
You already
yeah.
programmed.
And if you do know somebody who's of color that got a middle number, they got lucky.
Yeah.
They got lucky. That middle number is always even.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Always even. Always even.
I mean,
So
think
you
about
know
my
it's
C's
I
too.
was
Yep.
trying to think of
yeah, man.
anyone
And
else.
you know the thing is that what happens is the separatism of our people is some people say you're being a conspiracy theorist. Some people say you overthinking. But in harsh realities, those people is just people that just are afraid to have to deal with the realities of the truth of our lives and how they are set up. But we don't have freedom. A motherfucker got a bag, and because he got money, they'll let you know in a heartbeat, like, nigga, I got a bag, bro. I'm never a slave. Oh no, they can get you in a matter of seconds.
You
Yeah.
still not far out of reach. That hidden hand
Yeah,
can be.
you can get touched, bro. It has happened. They showed you.
The money than you was without it.
Right. They showed you. They showed you. Bill Cosby tried to do too much. They was like, not only are we going to show you, but we're going to put him in jail as an 80-something-year-old man.
Who can't even see at this point. Barely can see out of only can see out of one eye a little bit.
See? And they told him, let's show you that, stay in your place,
Mm-hmm.
They'll let you come into the mansion, but don't sit at the table and try to eat with us, bro. That's a violation.
Exactly. You have everybody. All of us have our place within society,
Right.
and it's
And
a limit.
if you are truly talented, you should praise yourself on your talents, but you should also understand how valuable you are to the business of America.
Mm-hmm.
You must understand that all the time because you become the next Michael Jordan. You ain't gonna just be able to quit and go to baseball because you want to. You got to remember when Michael Jordan was coming to Madison Square Garden, New York. Madison Square Garden makes an extra 190, 200 some $1,000 just because that man is in the building.
Exactly.
Just because he's in the building. You ain't just gonna go play baseball. You better tell the Chicago White Sox, you never mind.
There's a lot of people eating off of you when you're successful.
Yeah.
That's right. That's right. You are now a commodity to the establishment, and we are real gangsters.
There it is. There it is. They don't even have to pull a trigger. They just push a button. Take care of him.
And they come to see you. And the crazy shit is, look how they got Malcolm. They know how to come get you.
Yeah.
Yep.
They're gonna tell somebody who love you, look, man, we give you a little $500,000. Go get old boy. At least you can get your family right.
Right.
And next you know, your cousin throwing you under the bus.
The psyops with Malcolm was crazy because of the phone calls and like they just was fucking him in every way. They kept him awake at night. They weakened him before they finished him off to where he was vulnerable because he wasn't getting sleep.
Right.
And then what you think happens to the dude that came in the church and shot him? All they say is nobody's gonna love you, nobody's gonna miss you. So now we get rid of you. You're not loyal to nothing.
Right.
You have no backbone. You have nothing. They give you the bag and let you go where you go, and then they kill you and nobody cares.
Yep. You gotta remain anonymous for the rest of your life.
The rest of your life. Shit crazy.
Yeah.
So without integrity and morality, you never have nothing. When you're a melanated skinned person, you have to keep some sort of level of morality and integrity because everything else is not solidified. Everything else is not stable and secure.
Mm-hmm.
Right.
So the music belongs to us. It's always been ours. It started making millions. It started making billions, but we forgot to control it.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah. I totally agree with that.
And they created that psychology too because we were
Slipped
constantly
right away.
fed the lie that we need to avoid the business. Nah, I'm gonna keep it real. I ain't on that. I ain't doing that. So then they said, well, you don't have to do the business. I'll do it for you.
Right.
That's the problem.
And they took the money and divvied it to us, in pennies.
Right. Exactly.
and still
And
do.
you know, yeah, they still do. And the thing is now is where do we go from here?
So
And
that was my question. That was my question because I know from all of us has come from seeing from the analog to the digital age. We all seen that transition. We all been through it. So what is the next step? What do you think is next moving forward for us in our culture?
self-control, ownership.
Mm.
Self-control and ownership. We have to get out our feelings. We gotta let bygones be bygones. We gotta put small petty beefs to the side, and we gotta become more owners of things. We have to understand what the true definition of ownership is, and we have to gain ownership. And once we gain ownership, you know, unifying is gonna take some steps. If you don't believe me, the next time you out amongst people, let's say if you're around people that really love you, just walk up to them and stand very close to them and see what they do. Just stand right really next to them and see how they subconsciously move away from you. We are that disattached. And we have to attach it back.
That's deep.
Very.
Just go up to one of your homies, you ain't seen him in a while, like, what up, dogs? You just put your shoulder next to his shoulder and watch how he moves away from you.
Damn.
Oh shit!
I actually see that I'm looking at visualizing. I'm like, I can see that happening.
Right. If we could remove that, because we just said online that we love our bro, so we love him. Why he can't stand next to us?
Right.
I wouldn't give a fuck if he just played 5 fucking full court basketball games and niggas smell like mule feet. Still my dude.
Right.
It is what it is, fam.
I know why he smell like that. You know what I'm saying?
Like you understand him and you understand what's going on.
Yeah. And my man got game too, so it's all good. All right. You know what I'm saying? My man got game, so. But this is the shit. I'm telling you, it's a lot of work we got to do on self, and it got to come out through the music. And and the thing about it is, as you see online, it's a lot of conscious music starting to rise,
it's starting to come back.
It's starting to come back, like
Along with this year being the year of the OGs, like all the MCs, the legends are coming back this year.
Yeah, and they coming back with interesting shit, bro.
Yeah, they really pulling it out. Like, yo, I can do this. You don't understand. Right. Let me show you something.
That's right.
I feel like coming to the tides with that, man, because it's like so many few years. It was just like I feel like everybody was just sitting back watching. You know what I mean?
The pandemic slowed us down.
Well, pandemic too, but I just feel like everybody was still trying to watch and get their footing together. And now it's just like the uprise or something. Like the guys coming back home. You know what I mean? Like like y'all had the culture for too long.
Yeah.
Let's get
and if you slide up, if you slide up on Lupe Fiasco and give that nigga $10 million and say, listen, I need you to make a album about this bullshit, and I need you to unify the people in this album, you're gonna have a problem. Yeah, you're gonna have a fucking problem, because not only he's gonna be able to feed a couple of his homies with that 10 million, but he is gonna try to go animal in these lyrics. I'm telling you, he's gonna go animal.
Yes. Yeah.
And he's gonna show people inside of him. He's gonna show people inside of him that they gonna say, "Damn, I grew up with old boy, and I never knew he." Yeah, he always had it in him. Yeah, he always had it in him, but
he didn't even know. So now, man, stuff like that. Needs that type of. I think everyone needs that type of thing. Just drop some money on them and see what they.
See what they do, and I promise you. You're gonna get the outcome is gonna be greater than people even ever imagined. Because I've seen Lupe in his hay where he says a dope rhyme and he's feeling himself. He's like, y'all burn half these motherfuckers out here. Like and when I hear him like that, I'll be like, yo, I want that nigga to let all them dogs loose. Like, fuck that. I wish I could just drop 10 on him.
That's what
let that shit go.
Come on.
And I could see him doing some crazy shit like with Twister. And them niggas just turning shit the fuck out, bro. Like, I'm telling you, the cats are so talented that when I hear what they did, I'd be like, damn, that nigga's dope. But he didn't even reach that apex yet. Like, that's
he was just going.
Yeah,
He
he
was
was
trying
going.
hard.
He ain't let that yo. He let that motherfucker Siberian tiger out the cage. It's gonna be a problem.
Agreed. That's Lupe
Look,
for you.
Lupe is very skillful, and I just be honest with you, man. He's not the only one. We have a
Nah,
plethora
no,
of dangerous MCs
no. It's a
that
lot.
been
That's
heard.
why I mentioned somebody of contrast like Twister, because it's so many different styles and so many ways
Right.
that this shit can go down, man. Like there's a lot of Chicagoans, man, that really had dope MCs that just didn't get what they fully deserved to get.
Right.
But we
Every
could say,
city,
yeah, yeah,
every city had that, but what is that saying? That's saying that we don't have enough control over the music.
Yeah. We got to
You
get
know,
control. We got to get control of the narrative. We got to get control of the history, and we got to get control of our future.
right? And don't be young and afraid to accept the history, because you know, if it wasn't for James Brown and the Motown artists and the Shaka Khans and the
Chess records.
Chess Records and the Kendrick, the what's the name of these dudes? Sly and the Family Stone and all these
Right.
dudes. See, they made music like that because they were speaking about the struggle and they was refusing to lay down. They was refusing to go for the bullshit.
right.
And all the music, like in the late, like 68, 69, 70, 71, even if you wasn't born, if you call yourself a real motherfucker and you go back and listen to any soul record from 68 to 74, you'll realize they ain't nothing but an older version of you.
There it is.
Them motherfuckers was rebels. They was like,
Yeah.
we not going for it, bro. You're not gonna keep calling us monkeys and niggas and all that shit. That shit's not going down like that, bro. Listen, you're gonna bring that shit over here. You're gonna get dealt with. You're gonna get your ass handed to you.
Yes, sir.
We didn't do nothing to deserve that. We're not about war, but bro, I'm not going for that shit. Like I'm not
Yeah,
for
It
that
ain't
shit.
happening. It's not
yeah,
going down like
we not
that.
going. We want that respect or else. But we not talking.
Jackie Robinson, man, that nigga was like, keep
Yes.
spitting at me. I'm gonna fucking throw this bat up there.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah. Jackie was serious.
And then what did the white dude said? The white dude said something happened that was racist, and I didn't say nothing about it, and that's what made me lose my love for baseball. But you restored my love for the game. And since they're calling you out your name and being disrespectful and acting like animals, why don't you play the game better than they can play it? How the fuck do you steal all bases?
Yeah. That's
He
some
went
real
out
shit.
there. He went out there, got on first, stole second, third, and home. How do you do that?
Yeah. That's devotion. That's commitment.
So that's what the dude said. He said, "Don't go out there mad at them because they're racist. Go out there and remind them why it's such a great game and play the game better than everybody."
Mm-hmm.
Right, right.
And that's when America started accepting Jackie Robinson. Like, we want to see a fantastic game. This man stole home.
Mm-hmm.
He's gonna deliver.
He's going to deliver.
He was
I wouldn't give a
absolutely
fuck if he's green. I don't care if he's green. That man, when I watch baseball, it makes me love this American sport.
Mm-hmm.
You know,
So
He
before
was
we
absolutely electrifying out there. So yeah, I agree.
bro, listen. That man was doing some other shit, and you could tell he was mad. He was like, this is the game y'all love. I'm gonna show you I play it better than anyone.
hey Poe, before we close out on some fly nerd shit, I gotta ask you a question. If you were a transformer, who would it be?
Damn, man, that's a good question.
Ah.
I don't know, man. Just because I've always played a leadership role, like even with Organized, Munch always like trusted me to make sure that everybody got paid right and the amenities was set up correctly, and I've always played a leadership role. This time I might play Bumblebee, man. I don't know.
Okay.
He just pops up, fuck a few niggas up, get hurt, disappear, come back, start all over again. Like, you know, he does, and he's happy. He be happy and bugged out and silly.
Yeah.
And in serious situations, he just be like, "What, nigga? We just do that with handle our business, nigga." You know?
Right.
Yeah, I can handle that.
Yeah.
Yeah, you know.
No,
and he pops up.
He take care of business at the same time, though.
Yeah, he take care of business at the same time, and he loved the kids. He loved the kids.
Yeah.
That's okay.
He loved the kids because Optimus Prime, man. That shit just you get tired, bro. Like I got tired. I was tired. Like, Monster called me like, yo, everybody got paid, right? Like, yeah, everybody got paid. Everybody home safe. That was my job, working with the road manager of making sure, Marge had chronic asthma. So, to have your partner trust in your movements and how you do things it's kind of an honor. You know what I mean? Like, so,
yeah, for sure.
me knowing he was dealing with that breathing shit, it was almost like cool for me to do that.
Yeah.
But that road ain't easy, man, because no matter how hard you go, no matter how you try to satisfy everybody, somebody is still disgruntled.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
You can't please everybody as a mom.
No, you can give them everything, and I'll be like, hey, man, we gonna all choose the color of the t-shirt. Everybody say black, man, black. Everybody, all right, everybody cool with black, right? Yeah. All right, we going with black. 3 days later, why the fuck he always got to make the decisions, man?
Yeah.
Why? Well, man, I was thinking about green. Shit, nobody got green shirts. Nobody got green shirts. I was like, fuck it, I quit, man. I didn't quit on them. I just quit trying to make everybody happy. I just was like, this is what we going with, and that's that,
And you need some peace within yourself too. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like you doing all
gotta have it.
You gotta balance yourself out, or you get sick. You know what I mean? Dealing with all this stress,
right?
Or other situations could tie into your health as well.
Right.
So,
and the thing is, we gotta be careful because my success is our success.
Yeah.
But are we, as a whole, maintaining that success?
That's a good way to look at it.
Mm-hmm.
If you're not trying to get a business and making a proposition to me, and all I'm doing is giving you money, then eventually the money runs out. But if you tell me like, yo, we need an Organized Konfusion ice cream store, and you need to help me set that up, and then now you're creating a branch to this tree,
right?
Mm-hmm.
Then it's just easy for me to say, okay, well, the business did good the first year, the second year, it kind of fell off a little bit. Oh, you need 50 G's? Oh, here, it's nothing because, you kept the jump off running really good the first year. It's easy to give back to something that it has substance, but to just be a feeder, like you got to feed it. And you learn that when you get a record deal and you go into banks and you start to become cool with other customers, and you recognize that this guy is always in here depositing. I'm always in here withdrawing.
Right.
Yeah.
Big difference.
Big difference. I don't give a fuck if it's $1 million. Every time you're in there, you're like, let me get 10,000. Let me get 5. Right. He's in there stuffing an envelope under the fucking thing, and he can't hardly squeeze it under there because he's always depositing.
That's real.
So when you start to realize that, you become humble and realize that this is a loan. This is a deal, but this is a loan. Until you start saying, look, we come from nothing. We come from the bottom. What can we put in Chicago that can help? What can we put in Chicago that can be lucrative, but also people can gravitate to them because it feels a certain way?
The Fly Nerd Group.
Fly Nerd Group. You go to the store, you got different type of clothes. You got the Jetsons shit that we used to wear. And I don't feel bad wearing Elroy on their shorts.
Hell yeah.
Girls got Rosie on their fucking t-shirts and shit.
See, there you go. Yeah.
and Fly Nerd is a statement because, bro, I went places, Texas, California, and I met nerds that used to skateboard, and they used to always have Glocks in their fucking bags. Like,
yep.
Yo, y'all niggas are the coolest dudes. Why they got guns, bro? Like, nah, because if somebody try to take my skateboard, I gotta shoot him. I'm like,
pop.
What? That shit was crazy to me. That was crazy to me.
Yep.
I was like, yo, y'all dudes is nice on the skateboard. I'm like, they go in their bag. I'm like, nigga, is that a gun, nigga? yeah, that's an extra clip too. And I'm like, what?
Fly Nerd is like nerds with the street smarts. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
It's like, we out here in these streets, we gotta live every day just like everyone else, and you gotta protect yourself. And we understand the code of the streets as well.
Right. But also too, a lot of beautiful women
try to keep it peace for the most part.
Right. But a lot of women gravitate to a fly nerd because they're not afraid to be themselves.
Yeah.
We live in a world where it's so much delusion. Like, this is why it's so much confrontations, because you don't know who you're dealing with. Like, you're just like, we used to have to walk up to the girl and speak. Now it's like, I can just be on a profile like, hey, girl, you know, and text her, show you my favorite hat. I didn't have to go up to you and say shit.
You can use AI to holler at a chick now. So
yeah,
shit.
And now if you do walk up to somebody, you gotta be like, yo, can I get your IG?
Yeah, just like that.
Yeah.
You say that you have a conversation, they think you're crazy.
Yeah.
That's all you got to do all you can do is get that and walk away.
Yeah. That number access is not even permissible sometimes. You know what I mean? Like,
stop showing me who you are now. Show me who you are later on the screen.
Yeah.
That shit is crazy.
Right, postulating.
That shit is crazy.
So,
but the music is coming.
Okay.
I wouldn't say a podcast, but I'm gonna say building sessions I want to do.
I like that.
I like that.
The food is gonna be where I want to be able to go places and cook for events. I want to be able to be in Chicago and in Dallas, and you know, you cook for a function, an event, and what you do is how you do it is you have people pay one fee.
Okay.
You just got to know how to stack up on the food.
Okay.
And you super feed people because you can get food for good prices. Chicago got farmlands and growers like anybody else do. And you know, and you get out there, you plan it right, and you feed people, and you feed them good food, and you teach them about better eating, and you let them be a part of the music, and you let them know like where you from matters. Like you play some classic old school juice shit. And you play some of that Chicago back in the days, that music, and you let people know that you were there, you were present.
Giving that.
And that put real soul into the food as well.
Yes, it does.
Absolutely, it crystallizes the food positive.
Yeah, and that group Chicago was dope.
Yes, sir.
It was dope. And you gotta remind people, like, don't forget now.
Yeah.
Don't forget.
Yeah.
Do not forget, because and bringing the classics back like that, so that when the older people dance to it, the younger people can say, "Well, what's that? Boy, you was born off of this."
Do your research.
Boy, you became an idea because of this record, and you share it with them. Right, you share it with them, and you dance with your children. You dance with them. I watch Jungle Brothers perform in Harlem, and when Girl I House You're in My Hut Now, when that shit came on, people and the kids was like, wait a minute, I want to be a part of that.
So they get.
And parents was dancing with their children, bro. It was such a beautiful sight to see that.
Yeah, that's dope. That's dope.
That is. That's classy. I like that.
That's dope. So, well, I got one more question. What's up with Organized Konfusion? Will we hear some more organized?
Yep.
Okay.
Yeah. Monch is always coming up with ideas, and always, I always throw him what I think about things, and the crazy shit is that we're trying to do it like it was done before. We're trying to actually spend time around each other.
That's dope. That's I love that. Yeah, I love
real organic and natural.
So it's like we're trying to
right to it.
Yeah. He's riding in my car, I'm riding in his car. We're going to a function with Large Professor's DJing, and we're going out to eat. I want it to be like that because it's about building a legacy now. It's not about how dope is, who made the dopest record. It's about, can you make something that even Lil Durk could turn around and say, yo, I heard mad shit about this group after I bought this new record. And I didn't know that they was from this era, and we can bridge these generation gaps that we have.
Yeah.
And not to try to impress them, not to try to sound like them, but just to keep them in tune and let them realize that, your dopeness came from my dopeness, which came from their dopeness, and their dopeness came from those guys' dopeness.
Right. Keep that tree alive.
Keep that tree alive, bro. Keep that tree alive, And I look forward to working with Monch. He's a creative dude, and even like his first rhyme, I think he said, "Wake up to the mathematics of an erratic rap rejuvenator style. It's for the come automatic, poetical, medical medicine for the cerebellum. I developed Masada breakdown, poetical shakedown, 52 pickup. Yeah, I was just like, what? Like what? That's your first rhyme, bro? Like, yeah, he's yeah. Like what? These how you coming out the gate?
You witnessed the activation of a mutant gene right then and there. You saw.
Right, and I'm like, bro, your name was Mailbox yesterday. You was beatboxing yesterday. And this is the shit you come out with today.
Rhyme like that. He was coming like that.
Wake up to the mathematics of an erratic rap, rejuvenator of rhyme that sort of come automatic, poetical, medical medicine for the cerebellum. I divert him and third him and shut him and side him. I was like, you ain't supposed to do that the first time, man. That's not, you ain't supposed to, nah, bro. It's like he tapped into like Duck Dodgers meets fucking like the Transformers in the 70s. I was just like, nah, bro, that ain't fair. That ain't fair.
Yeah, so he had that since day one. So that was
right. And you know what I realize is that some of us are just naturally gifted, and that's why I say if you tap and find that, everybody around you be like, yo, how the fuck do you do it? And you'll be sitting there going, do what? Like it's nothing for you, but it's incredible to the world, man. And that's what we all got embedded in us, man. And that's what I'll be trying to just keep brothers inspired. Like, bro, if you tap in, I'm telling you, you tap into that shit, you'll be like, wait a minute.
Like, hold up.
Yeah.
That's dope. So tap
Okay.
in that. Any last words, Ambi?
Nah, man, this was great. Poe, I'm looking forward to some of your eats, bro, for real.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, I come to Chicago, Poe, and listen, there's always an argument. If you're not from Chicago, no fucking pizza. If you're from Chicago, you can argue. If you're not from Chicago, don't say. They tried to hit me with that. Yo, this is the West Coast. We got the California. I was like, that California pizza kitchen shit is horrible. Miss me with that shit. That's not it, bro. That's not it. Deep dish in Chicago. Deep dish in Chicago is the only brawler that you could put in the ring with New York. That deep dish in Chicago is serious. It's like a 3-time size Mike Tyson right now.
Maceo from De La Soul this our pizza all the fucking time. He called it casserole and shit.
Yeah, he be doing.
Oh man, Maceo tripping.
He does hit us hard on the pizza.
Maceo, you know what it is, but it also too, he didn't go to the right spot. He didn't get put on to the classic Chicago shit, because I'm talking about like when you have pizza where you don't even, let's say if you're a cheese and sauce lover. Nigga, Chicago got deep dish where you'll fall in love with the bread, bro, and you're not even a bread person. Right. That bread have you lit, bro. You be like, wait a minute. Come on, bro. Come on, man. And they got the crust with the cheese in it now, and they going. And the thing is, they got like the little, they got the garlic and the and like the Parmesan cheese in the crust, bro.
The stuffed crust, yep.
I'm just like, yo, listen, man. Chicago is the only one that got to run. I don't know. I've heard some people from Cali say something. Somebody somebody down south would say. I was like, nah, bro.
Nah.
If you're not from Chicago, I don't want to talk to you about pizza.
Hey, look, it's two things that I see every city I go to. I see a place that claim they got New York pizza, and I see a place that claim they got Chicago pizza.
That's right. You don't see it nowhere else.
All you need to hear. You don't like nobody checking for California. Even in California, they still looking for Chicago pizza and New York pizza.
Right. And that's what I'm saying. Like, to get a good slice of pizza where it's a good amount, I'm talking about a perfect amount of cheese. I'm talking about the sauce is not too sweet, but the sauce got that twang to that thing.
Yeah.
And like, when you bite into that pizza, it doesn't feel like super doughy. Yeah. Like you eating cookie dough ice cream. It's like nice bread. And you know what that comes from? I realized later on that comes from good water. When you're mixing the dough together, it comes from good water. You cannot have no faucet water from the hood Can't get no good ass pizza because that shit is not gonna taste right. Because you need good water to make good dough.
Good to know.
Yeah.
Good to know.
Cooking tips, man.
Taking my notes from
Yeah.
And Chicago get that. That motherfucking alkaline or that what you call it, that infused water, bro, and they start getting to that pizza, bro. You in for a problem.
Okay. Cleaner the water, cleaner your food. Makes
The
sense.
cleaner your food, but it's just when you're making the dough, and then you putting the right amount of salt in your dough. You putting the right amount of ingredients. Man, you sitting there going, yeah, you eating you eating crust and everything, bro. You only eat the crust when the pizza is great.
Yeah, when it's good. Otherwise, you leaving that crust right there. Like, I don't want this styrofoam.
Right.
Yeah. So, good things is coming. Good music, man. Good opportunities, and I want to infuse the food into the music, but I also want to create a movement of change, man. We need change. We've been overdue for it. It's not about preaching. It's about sharing and reaching and showing. And and we have enough mothers and fathers that lost their children, man. And it's like there's no. I don't know how to describe it. I could never understand what that feels like. So yeah, man, we gotta at least go out with a boom and create change, man, because enough of our people suffered, man. Enough of us suffered.
Well, as alumni Fly Nerd Group, Prince Poe, you has been anointed, man, and we in this together as a movement. We all gotta spread this message and due diligence with this shit, man.
That's right.
Are we still here?
That's right.
That's it. Let's build.
If we don't make this change, who's gonna make it for us?
Right.
That's it. We have to be the makers and the owners.
Right. Any last words, Sean? Any questions? I think he popped out. So
he went in to make them French fries with that grapeseed oil.
He was right on that immediately. Oh, I got this in my house right now.
You got that in the closet right now. Yo, he in there holding the container upside down, trying to get that last little squeeze out of that shit too.
Just dripping it in, right?
Yeah, he got that.
And potatoes in the back and shit. So yeah,
cutting them up.
So, all right, Prince, man, it was definitely a pleasure and an honor having this discussion. It was definitely longer than I expected. I appreciate every moment, every time that you spent with us dropping these gems. Can't wait to have another conversation. Can't wait to talk to you and Farrell together. You know what I mean? Let's build all this happen moving forward. Whenever y'all come to Chicago, y'all welcome. Hit us up. You need us to host your events or whatever the fuck. We will be present, man.
That's what happened, man. Appreciate y'all guys for having me, man.
Oh, absolutely, bro. For sure, God.
All the Fly Nerd fans and supporters, man, I salute y'all, man. I love y'all. Stay tuned. Stay tapped in.
For sure, man. So, all right, we're going to end this episode of WFNG Fly Nerd Radio. Shout out to Prince Paul, Organized Konfusion.
Shout out to Prince Paul and Organized.
Everybody.
Peace, man. Hey, salute.
Yep, peace.
Peace.